it's the madness. It's
Right.
the insanity of seeing your ex with their besuited attorney across a crowded courtroom, and the anxiety and upset that causes, and the lowered trust, which in turn feeds this idea that you shouldn't communicate, that you have to go through the attorneys, because heaven forbid you should say something to the other side that your attorney doesn't want you to say to them, or make some colossal admission that will destroy your case. The solution is communication.
The solution to everything is communication.
Well, yeah, but a certain kind of communication.
I think the thing that makes communication so challenging in these situations is kind of something you said straight off, which is that not the kind of communication you have with somebody that you're intimate with, but
the kind of communication we have.
But the problem is that this is somebody that you've been intimate with.
It is after our divorce. That's the kind of
that's how it's going to be after we divorce, right? But you have to come. You have to come backwards. So you know, like most people in life, you go through. You know people at different levels, and you communicate based on that level. This is the only situation where you've had complete intimacy, so your communication takes on a new style, and then you have to back up from that and go back to what it was
That's a
before.
Good point. I like that.
Yeah, and that's the struggle in this.
I have never thought of it that way, but that's true. It's kind of like you got to take a step back. Here's something that's really powerful. However you communicate with your ex, you send a message that, are you getting tired of this? Are you,
It's probably the one thing you, at least if you don't have anything else in common, you probably have that in common.
Right. Right. And you want to address that kind of communication in a way that emphasizes their interest. I'm tired of this crap is probably not, she's not going to care whether you're tired of it.
Right.
But she does care whether she's tired of it.
Right.
Or he, and anytime I do that, I mean both.
Yeah.
So that's part of communication 101, which I think we're going to deal with in later episodes pretty soon. But part of the art of communication with your ex is to address their concerns. Think about what they're concerned, because as soon as they see that there's a light at the end of this tunnel, that's when you get cooperation.
You can do so many more things by agreeing with each other than you are going to get from the court as an option for resolving your case. What you have to keep in mind is that if you are trying to get into mediation or settle or get some sort of alternative process to get this over with, you have to focus on that's your goal, getting them into mediation, not resolving the custody issue. And so what I would respond if somebody said, well, I'll only agree if you give me 100% custody, my response to that would be, look, I know you're really concerned about the parenting plan, and I feel like if we get in front of an expert who can help us have a discussion, we can work out something that will
satisfy everybody.
Yeah, or that will address your concerns, or something like that. And so, not to say that you're agreeing to give them custody, 100% custody, but not to say you're not. And so, just to kind of say, hey, look, I know you're worried about this.
Try to focus on where you're interested. And you were married to them, What do you think would influence them? It's really kind of a lot of what we teach is about putting yourself in that other person's shoes.
Right.
And thinking, what would influence me if I was them?
Right.
We tend to initiate conversations by demanding what we want.
Right.
I want 50-50 custody. I want to keep the marital residence. I want to stay in the home and buy you out. Basically, what you're looking for is to take all the emotion out.
Right.
It's just basically, we may be on opposite sides of this case, but there are certain things that would help both of us.
Right.
And
no, those communications can be used as, submitted to the court. So if you're sending communications where you're attacking and saying things like, you're causing all this, you're causing all these problems, and you're, destroying us financially, and you need to just stop, and we need to go to mediation. And like that type of communication isn't going to be,
right.
It's not going to be received well, and it's not going to accomplish your goal. And moreover, if it's nasty, it can be submitted and used against you in court for being nasty. But, so, I mean, you want to try to, temper what you're,
there you go. Yes.
the way you're presenting things.
Yes, absolutely. Be nice, we say.
Be nice even if you don't feel like it.
And I just want to say in closing that, it doesn't always work.
Right.
I mean, sometimes they're dug in, and you have to, go the distance. And we have clients where that has happened.
Yeah, and I think that is very much a point where a coach can help, because then what has to happen is, over the long haul, you have to change the dynamic of that communication, and that has to start with you, because it's the only thing you have control of right now. Right.
So stop the madness, have a conversation, see if you can get the case into mediation so that you can finally end the madness.
Fueled by them to see the horizon. Turn